Good morning students, welcome to our maths class. Today we were starting a new lesson or the new chapter called decimal fractions. Chapter 4 it is decimal fractions. Let us see the introduction part of this decimal fractions. Here are a few informations which I am going to discuss with you as the introduction part. Let us see the informations or the introduction part of decimal fractions. We have learned already class 4, even 5, of course 6 also I think. Now little part we have written here to make it more clear. First and foremost information is what is a decimal fraction. See here, the decimal fractions is a fraction. Its denominator can be expressed as 10 or some higher power of 10. A decimal fraction is a fraction. Its denominator can be expressed as 10 or some higher power of 10. What is the higher power of 10? 10 to the power of 2. 10 into 10, that only. That is 100. So if a denominator of any fraction is 100, then such a fraction is said to be decimal fraction. So higher power of 10 means that suppose 10 into 10 into 10, that is 10 power 3 or 10 to the power of 3 gives you 1000. So if any fraction is having 1000 in the denominator, that is also called as a decimal fraction. Now you remember, if the denominator of any fraction is 10 or 100 or 1000 or 10,000 or 1 lakh, if goes on like that, such fractions are said to be decimal fractions. That only we said in another way, a decimal fraction is a fraction. Its denominator should be either 10 or some higher power of 10. That only 100, 1000, 10,000 like that. So that is a decimal fraction. It is clear for you. Next comes to this is a decimal fraction. This read as 2, that middle dot is called point. Actually decimal point, but simply we call it as a point. 2 point. It cannot be 75. That should read as 75. Separately we have to read, because these two digits are in the decimal part. These two digits are in the decimal part. That is in the whole number part. In the decimal point, this middle is the decimal point. This full information is called as a decimal fraction or a decimal number. In this middle one is a decimal point. That first number is that is whole number part. These two digits are after the decimal we have now. These two digits are called as in the decimal places, in the decimal part. Okay now, whole number part, decimal part. This middle dot is called as a decimal point. So that read as 2.75. That read as 2.75. In that decimal fraction, that fraction is having 2 decimal places. How many decimal places? 2 decimal places. 7, 5. Those two are in the decimal part we said. Only 2 digits are there. That's why 2 decimal places. If at all 1 is written here, 1 no, then 3 digits are there in the decimal part too. So that fraction or decimal fraction having 3 decimal places. When if we write 1 here, am I correct? Now at present 7 and 5, 2 are there. That's why 2 decimal places are there. Am I correct? Don't get confusion. Here we have learned about decimal fraction having 10 as the denominator or power of the 10, higher power of 10. Same way reading part, how to read a decimal fraction. Afterwards, what is a decimal point, what is a whole number part, what is a decimal part. Then how many places are there in the decimal part, called decimal places. I hope these 3 are clear for you. Comes for the 4th one, like decimals. That is also there for us in the introduction. Like decimals. Decimals having the same number of decimal places. Decimals having the same number of decimal places are called like decimals. For example, 3.72, 14.06, 236.78. Here in the decimal part two places are there, 7 2 places. Here in the decimal part two places, 0 and 6 2 places. Here in the decimal part two places, 7 and 8. That only we said. Decimals having the same number of decimal places. Here decimal places are 2. Here decimal places are 2. Here decimal places are 2. If the decimals are having the same number of decimal places, then such decimal fractions are said to be like decimals. So that's why only we are calling them as like decimals. Again we have unlike decimals, just with a little difference. Decimals having unequal number of decimal places. Decimals having unequal number of decimal places are called unlike decimals. Here 2 digits, 2 digits, 2 digits. So equal number of decimal places. Here 3 digits are there. Here 1 digit is there. Here 2 digits are given in the decimal places or in the decimal part. So that means unequal number of decimal places are identifying in the decimal parts. Okay, now that's why these are called unlike decimals. You came to know about a decimal fraction. Again, we know how to read that part. Again, we came to know about a whole number part, decimal point, and a decimal part. Again, like decimals and unlike decimals. Here is a little note I have written. This part also we will observe. Here 3 by 5. 3 by 5 is not having in its denominator 10 or 100 or 1000. But still 3 by 5 called as a decimal fraction or decimal number. Why? Because 3 by 5 can be written as 3 into 2 by 5 into 2. What is the number used in the numerator to multiply? The same number I have used to the denominator to multiply. That means 2 and 2 newly taken in the numerator and denominator. 3 2s are 6 by 5 2s are 10. 6 by 10 is equal to 3 by 5 only if we cancel. Am I correct? So 3 by 5 is equal to 6 by 10. Now 6 by 10 is a fraction having the denominator 10 called as a decimal fraction. So 3 by 5 is also called as a decimal fraction. So by seeing any fraction, we cannot say directly whether it is a decimal fraction or not. We have to check like this. So we will convert them to the denominator 10 or denominator 100 or denominator 1000 like that. Then we will say whether the given fraction is a decimal fraction or not a decimal fraction. Got some idea? Now this is a brief information about our chapter named decimal fractions. Based on this knowledge, we will come to know the sums from the fourth A, exercise 4A in the page number 57. All of you open textbook, page 57. In that exercise 4A, we are going to discuss now. First question, first bit. I have written the question there to make it more clear here. Just see once. Convert the given decimal fraction into their lowest terms. First we should convert into a fraction, then we will convert them into the lowest terms or the lowest form. That is with cancellation. Now the question given is 3.75. 3.75. That can be changed as 375 by 100. How did I write 100 in the denominator? Because here after 2 digits there is a point first. After 2 digits there is a point first. To remove a point which is after 2 digits, I should place 2 zeros number in its denominator. 2 zeros are placed. Starting digit must be 1. That is 100. whenever 100 is placed in the denominator of the 375, then the point which is after 2 digits given will be disappeared or removed. Now 375 by 100 is ready with us. That is the conversion of a fraction. Yes. Now cancellation with the 5 table to change into the lowest term. Cancellation with the 5 table. 5 7 are 35. 5 7 are 35 filled in the 37. 2 remains. 25 is there. 5 5s are 25. That means so 5 into 75 gives you 375 only. 5 into 75 gives you 375. Now here fifth table I have used 5 2s are 10 and the 0 dropped. That is 5 into 20 gives you 100. Am I correct? That means 20 and 75s we got when we cancelled with the fifth table for the first time. Next also we should cancel again with the fifth table. That is 5 4s are 20. Again 5 table. 5 4s are 20. 5 15s are 75. 5 into 15 is 75. 5 into 4 is 20. Then we got 15 and 4. I hope it is clear for you. 15 and 4. No common table to cancel again. So I have written 15 by 4 as answer part. That answer is called as the lowest term of the given question, 3.75. That is only equal to 15 by 4. Is it clear, students? For the same model, 7th bit of the first question, 7th bit, I am teaching 8.025. That is only given question is equal to this full information I have written by 1000 I have written. Why? Because this point is after 3 digits. First digit, second digit, third digit. After 3 digits that point is there. The point which is after 3 digits we want to remove. That's why I should write a number in the denominator with 3 zeros. Because a point should be removed after 3 digits. That's why 3 zeros should be placed and starting should be 1. That is only 1000. Am I correct? Here point is removed which is after 2 digits. That's why 2 zeros number and starting 1, that should be 100. Here point which is after 3 digits I want to remove. That's why I should put a number with 3 zeros and starting should be 1. That is only called as 1000. Am I correct? Then as usual like cancellations with the fifth table. Now 5 16s 80. That means 5 into 160 is 800. Then 25. 5 5s are 25. It is very simple. 5 into 1605 gives you this number. Okay now? Then here 5 2s are 10 and other 2 zeros I have dropped. 5 into 200 gives you 1000 for us. Am I correct? Next also fifth table only. 5 4s are 20 and 0 dropped. Here 5 3s are 15 filled in the 16. 1 remains 0, 10. 5 2s are 10. Then 5 is left. 5 1s are is 5. That means 5 into 321 gives you 1605. 5 into 40 gives you 200. I hope it is clear for you. You know the cancellation you have learned in the 6th class now. That only. Now 321 and 40. Not having any common table to cancel furthermore. So it remains as answer 321 by 40. Therefore lowest term of given 8.025 is equal to 321 by 40. Is it clear, students? Only this part we have to write in your class, right? But this part to make you understand about the lesson or the chapter decimal fractions. This is introduction part to make you understand. I have written and I have explained all this. This part you need not write in your classwork book. If you want to write this information in the textbook, there is an information given for the decimal fraction. Again information given for like decimals, unlike decimals. Those you check and those 3 informations you write as the introduction part in the classwork part. But this full information, don't write as it is. Full-fledged information is available in textbook. That you collect and write. Then you come for exercise 4A. Heading you put to page number 57. Then first question, first bit and seventh bit we have done. I hope things are clear for you. With other part of teaching for this chapter, we'll meet in the tomorrow. Okay, now take care of children.